It all makes sense now. I'm in a lot of like unhappiness physically. I'm not ER, or I could go to the doctor, but they just send me home. They would notice the chemicals. They would notice that doctors would find that. But because that's what they're doing in here, okay? You can hear them, and I'm not going to do this whole evidence presentation because it's not an argument. This is not up for debate. I'm just exhausted, okay? They are doing gas in here. So let me stay on point. It makes sense now. All right? And I don't feel good. This is why I mentioned this. I'm sorry if I'm being rude. I'm sick. From the gas chamber they make into my room. But it makes sense now. The gas chamber started, then they started kicking in my room. In my best words as a traumatized witness, I said the military gone, and my vocabulary is fucking shot. I'm trying my best to communicate and be clear. It makes sense because the dirty cops in the U.S. are allegiant to Putin. Trump is Putin's puppet, we know. This terror cell is Putin's, Iran's, Trump's. Biden took it on because he's a puppet of the Middle East, Al-Qaeda. That's him. Yeah. And Trump is, you can see any layman, and Trump is Putin, okay? So you see what's going on, right? Okay. And there's much more that needs to be said about this, but I cannot do that for you right now. But it makes sense because why they were kicking the door in, and all the cops just relentlessly willing to come here, no matter what the terrorists did 5 minutes before that was totally criminal. The cops would come. The Al Mob house has been going in and out of their driveway like every 20 minutes. I don't need to say this. I'm sorry I pivoted. I don't need to say this with the level of agents watching S Street. But the Albanian mob house can't stay in their house today. They're too high to sit still. That's what I think, but ask the agents why they are doing that. Every 15 minutes they're going into the alley. Okay. This is serious fucking terror cell. Oh my God, I know. Okay, but let's just get back on point. I'm so sorry. It's really hard to stay focused here when you're around all these terrorists. I think any intelligent person understands that. They're always popping off like Vietnam around me here. Okay. So it makes sense because Putin would be up there with some sort of whatever the word to know that Trump was about to be raided. And it makes sense what I was saying with the imams and how I kept on reporting the homicides that were occurring here. The imams would be up there with the Ayatollah and the Iranian president enough to know that the good guys were about to take out the Afghanistan president, who is the leader of Al-Qaeda. He was the president, ask him, of Afghanistan. That was your president of Afghanistan that the good guys had to take out because he's a terrorist and he's attacking the other countries. So the leader of Al-Qaeda, the Imam, saw that coming. Putin saw this coming with his guy, Trump. But this whole terror cell, all their, whatever you consider these terrorists to be, refused to leave. Even when Trump's raided, they're still doing this. I can't believe it. I'll probably see one of the hookers come in and out, and maybe they'll have a party in the backyard. Like, they don't get it, dude. No, I know that. My guidance is the drugs they're on have done too much damage. I can see that with the two in here. Yeah. Okay. So this all makes sense because I'm a witness. I mean, I'm not completely a baby and born yesterday, but I'm traumatized and I have no words left. And you can see that with the way I talk and see that with the way I write. So I get a little bit of a break. I'm a witness, and that explains why all the dirty cops loyal to Putin, they're loyal to Trump, but it's really Putin because it's neo-Nazi Aryan Nation, KKK. White, what do you call it? I can't remember my memory. Forget it. It's serious business. The guys in Virginia that just recently tried to attack with the Pentagon, they were going to be down there by the Alexandria area, like Charleston. And I didn't watch Charleston that day. I made French food. We'll talk about it someday. I had to not be there because it was so upsetting to me. I didn't watch what happened to Charleston. And I don't like Americans. And if you knew me then, you could tell I didn't like Americans. I don't like no Americans, okay? I never have really liked you Americans. Now I see why. It all makes sense to me why now. I'm pivoting, but I find it incredible that I just didn't like any of you. And I could elaborate. It needs to be elaborated, but I'm not. Right now, it'd be abstract. Because before all of the Americans rose up and showed what they were really about by 2022, in the year 2022 and 2021, blah, 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 you have your radical left and you have your Trumps, and they're all scum of the earth. They're all scum of the fucking earth. Yeah, my spiritual guidance about the radical left is what this house is. They hooked up with the drug cartels. The radical left is a lot of the dirty cops. They're not cool anarchist punk rockers. Fuck no. They're straight neo-Nazis, a lot of the punk rockers. We've always known that. And they're just out to overthrow our government so we could have this cartel, Russian mob, white dictatorship crap. The running story is white power here. And that makes sense why I never liked Americans. So I don't know if this deserves, and I shall speak my truth about this country and what I survived in my life here. And no one will tell me I wasn't born and none of it happened. No, you're not doing that to me. But I can see why, to stay on point, why they were kicking my door in. I hope they don't do it for a third time. Why they've been gassing my room like a gas chamber. It's nothing less in description than that. Why everything. It makes sense, okay? The things on my account about the imams, the homicides I was witnessing after. Yep. The cops just fucking relentlessly willing to come here and silence me because I'm a witness in their terrorist cell. Because they're loyal to Putin. Putin saw this coming with Trump. And undoubtedly, I don't know, and I certainly do not think Putin had much of an idea. No. But you get up there enough in government, right? Which is what this terrorist cell was initially supposed to be, in a very high level place in government. And whoever decided, I think it was somebody on the neo-Nazi end, who decided to move in a reporter who does everything on camera. It shows that they thought they were gods. The Arabic and the white ones just really think they're fucking gods. That failed miserably. There had to have been somebody somewhere that said, don't bring her in there. She'll start filming the place on day one. And they did. Anyways, it makes sense, all right? I'm a witness to major fucking terrorism and homicide. And the cops are willing to silence me. They're sending in these creeps to violate all my constitutional every rights I have. I can't remember. Can you believe that? I've taken constitutional law. I've taken all these classes. I can't remember anything. Not right now, no. I can't right now. I'm too traumatized. But all my rights that I have, they'll just violate them to keep coming in to try to hurt me and silence me in here. For the very people that, no matter what I say they did 5 minutes before, have this direct line to the city officials and to the police departments here to come and do who God knows what to me in here, because I talked about the terrorist on S Street. And they raided Trump's house. So, yep. That's not DOJ. DOJ goes down because of this house, goes down because of that raid in Mar-a-Lago. These government officials are executed for treason. Okay, this is so crazy this happened in America, but it did. All right? My heart, in 1 second, goes to how these men and women in Russia, in countries in Europe like UK, because not everybody in the UK was down for this. United States military, CIA, here's an example, that had their own government trying to fucking execute them in order to have Putin and Trump take over. And that didn't work. And then Biden just kept going hard. And, right, so I don't need to tell them all this shit, dude. So, look, I'm glad it's clear that the good guys are in control again, okay? Amen. So I'm hoping that this place gets raided, this terrorist cell. I mean, and so I find myself saying, why can Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago get raided, but this fucking Iranian terrorist cell can't? And you know what my guardian angel says to me? It's okay to say it, all right. The Iranian president will be hit with missiles like the Al-Qaeda leader will be. The war has started. You can't tell counter-terrorist good guys not to search a terrorist cell. Okay? You can't tell them that. You can't have a terrorist cell 6 blocks from the White House. So you go ahead and keep telling them they can't search this house, okay? But they're doing everything else, and they're going to come here too, okay? And the Albanian mob can't stay in their house tonight. They're going in the alley every 15 minutes. I fucking hate the people around here. They play with bodies. God knows what else they do. This has to get shut down. All right. Thank you for the arrest. I don't want to talk about, not the arrest. Thank you for the raid. I don't want to talk about it while I'm all sick from gas and traumatized in here. I have to plug my ear from the DC civilians out of control. And I don't want to get too much into this right now. This is so historical and changes history and the lives of millions on Earth. The raid at Mar-a-Lago and the assassination of the Al-Qaeda leader, that I can't. It's like, it's too sacred to just, in my house robes when I don't feel well, even do it. I pray to God that I can do this, at least in a couple of these agents' presence, because they saved my life. And I don't want to thank them for that anymore. I want to thank them for the raid at Trump's, and I want to thank them for killing the Al-Qaeda leader. I don't want to do this typing anymore, but I will, but it has to be done right, because this is historical and it changes everybody's lives. God bless all of you. Bye.